Today on Travel Magazine, we visit Taha'a and Raiatea, two of the Leeward Polynesian Society Islands. Join us as we attend a traditional tattoo festival, explore a vanilla plantation on Taha'a.
This is the vanilla plant.
Yes, this is the vanilla plant. The vanilla...
And catch up on the latest in coconut production.
Today on the Travel Magazine, we will explore the islands of Raiatea and Taha'a in French Polynesia. Separated by a beautiful turquoise lagoon, these islands are actually encircled by the same barrier reef. While Raiatea is often known as the most sacred island, Taha'a is quickly becoming world famous for its beautiful Tahitian pearl. Hi, I'm Joel Haslam, and welcome to this edition of the Travel Magazine.
And I'm Leanne Cusack. Join us as we trek through lush volcanic landscapes, visit a turtle sanctuary, and also visit a marae or temple, the most religious place in all of Polynesia, and the place where kings and queens ruled the South Seas.
Taha'a is located in the South Pacific, 220 kilometers northwest of Tahiti. According to legend, Taha'a and Raiatea were cut apart by a mythical eel. Today, the two islands are separated by only 3 kilometers of blue. The Pacific breezes and calm lagoons make these two islands ideal for year-round sailing. As we prepare to disembark for Taha'a, I have to say that getting here was half the fun. It seems I left my sea legs on the yacht, though. After a rocky start, we do manage to dock without incident and immediately head for a more stable vessel.
Café, we'll need this.
Merci, skipper.
À la prochaine.
À bientôt.
I love the smell of vanilla in the morning.
How I know?
Following your nose?
I can smell
It
it.
hasn't failed us yet. Yeah, it's great. Travel with someone with a great sense of direction and a wonderful sense of smell.
We're following my nose to one of the island's largest vanilla plantations. The aromatic bean is one of the colony's largest exports. Taha'a is known as the Vanilla Island and is responsible for 70% of French Polynesia's so-called black gold.
Merci, Tira.
Merci, Eva. Okay, we've all seen vanilla in the grocery stores in tiny little bottles, but Lee, this is vanilla.
This is vanilla, one of the world's favorite flavors, and certainly one of ours. These are the vanilla beans. These are the beans once they're ready for harvest, but there's a long time in between the two.
9 months, in fact.
I didn't realize until today they're pollinated by hand.
And when it is ready to be harvested, it looks and smells like this.
As it should.
And then it is picked and taken by boat to Tahiti, where it is actually processed.
So if you could smell it, it would be perfect.
You know what's great too? The Polynesians, they use it in their coffee. So there's a little tip for you if you haven't had it before.
Trapping fish may be a way of life on this tranquil island, but occasionally there's more in the enclosure than just dinner. These turtles were in danger of going the way of the dodo, but fortunately a local man decided to take action.
In beautiful Taha'a, you will also find turtles like this, green turtles like this, who have been saved from the wild by this gentleman here, Leo Moreau. And what happened is turtles all over were getting caught in traps put out by the fishermen and actually dying. So Leo stepped in and decided he was going to save them. Is that right, Leo?
Yes, you know, this green turtle is living many years, 50, 70 years. But they cannot make eggs before 20 years. This turtle is all 4 or 5 years. But they come back to make love and to make eggs on the same place where she's born. And so you don't be careful, you don't have any more turtles.
Okay. Well, if I was a turtle, I'd come back here to make love to. It's such a romantic place. Leo, you have, if I'm correct, you have released 800 turtles?
875.
875.
But I know the people of Fiji is eating the turtle too.
They eat the turtle.
They eat the turtle. In Cook Island, they eat the turtle. In Samoa, they eat the turtle. In New Caledonia, they eat the turtle. In Papua New Guinea, they eat it. They have a very difficult life.
Thanks to Leo's efforts, this turtle may live to a ripe old age. And so we head up the coast to learn more about the treasures of the sea.
You know, it's long been said diamonds are a girl's best friend, but here in French Polynesia, many people would beg to differ. Here, the most sought-after jewel is a jewel of the sea.
We were talking, of course, about the beautiful black pearl, much sought after worldwide. And today we've come to a pearl farm and are going to speak to a pearl farmer about how pearls come to life.
And there's a lot of science to the beauty.
Let's go and check it out.
The science involves grafting, and in Polynesia there are more than 2,000 farms employing this tedious process to meet the demands of the market.
This is the lip, black lip, the mantle part, the filter element, the muscle, the pearl sac.
The process may not look pretty, but there's no denying that the final product is.
We call this a nucleus. This nucleus is made from a freshwater mussel raised in Mississippi River. And you select the color. Golden, green, aubergine, blue, or you have to cut piece of 1 millimeter by 1 millimeter. You introduce this part of the lip in the pearl sac. Then you introduce the nucleus close to the mantle part.
Regardless of how meticulous Hugh is, the results are not always perfect.
18 months to 2 years to actually produce a perfect pearl.
Yes.
But you describe this with great science and great knowledge. Really, how risky is it? How often does it take? How often does everything work and you have that perfect pearl? It's not easy.
No, we have to dive every day, and we say that the pearl comes from the mouth of the shark because each time we dive down, we see shark. And if you're afraid of shark, don't go dive.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Isn't it beautiful?
Now, what are we looking for?
The luster, the shape, the surface, the size, and the color.
So are you trying to make sure this pearl works with my skin color? Is it a tonal thing?
Up to you.
What do you think? Does
I
this suit
like
her?
it.
This will fit anyone who loves it. You must love the pearl first. If you love it, then your husband will give the credit card for you to get it.
Thank you, Hugh.
Thank you,
I'll
Hugh.
see you later.
You're welcome.
Don't worry, Hugh, it's in good hands.
When we return, we'll visit Taha'a's sister island of Raiatea. Where we find serenity at a sacred temple and feel this man's pain at a tattoo festival. We'll be right back with Travel Magazine. At 171 square kilometers, Raiatea is the colony's second largest isle. It is also its most sacred, and is believed to be the island from which all of eastern Polynesia was colonized. Raiatea is located in the South Pacific, 220 kilometers northwest of Tahiti. According to Polynesian mythology, the god Oro was born from the molten rage of the cloud-covered plateau that dominates the northern end of the island. On that same mountain grows a sacred white flower that refuses to grow anywhere else. The blossom has 5 petals that represent the hand of a beautiful Polynesian girl who fell in love with the son of a high chief, but had no hope of marrying him. At a young age, she died of a broken heart. Each morning, the petals of the flower pop open with a crackle, the sound of the girl's heart breaking all over again. Fortunately, there are also plants on the island whose legacy is more practical in nature, like the hibiscus.
The trees here is the wild hibiscus. Up now. Before, the Polynesian people, they have no plate to eat. So they use the wild hibiscus leaves. And the Polynesian name is purau. And they make like that a plate.
Oh.
And after they can eat. They used to cook too. They put all the things they want to cook inside, they rope and close with the tape. And all the package go inside the Tahitian oven. When the people, they are cold, before we have no clothes, no blanket like now, so we continue to put the leaves around and the people, they can cover them. And of course, when we want to go to the toilet, we use like a toilet paper. And of course, we don't use the same leaves for everything, so we change.
It's a very versatile leaf.
All of the Society Islands are known for their verdant hills and valleys, where both flora and fauna thrive. Coconut production is important to the island's economy. Products made from coconut oil are some of the colony's largest exports, and farmers in Raiatea go to great lengths to keep the crops healthy.
Here is the experimentation coconut grow, because to the Tuamotu, there are many coconut grow that are attacked by a virus and some fungus. So to Raiatea, we have an office to look for a variety to can resist all that. And it's these coconut trees. Like that, the family to live by the copra, they can continue to do it. The copra is the white meat of the coconut. We put under the sun to dry. And after all that, we go to Tahiti, to the factory. And over there, they extract the oil to beginning the mono oil of Tahiti, the soap, the shampoo, and the cosmetic cream.
As we journey through the countryside, our entertaining and informative guide pointed out the many types of flowers and trees that abound on this island paradise.
Your home was originally Tahiti, and I know you've lived in Raiatea for how many years?
10 years ago now.
10 years ago now. You were explaining to me, Maria, how the same word in Tahitian, the same spelling, can have so many different meanings and pronunciations. Would you give us an example?
You see, like pua, P-U-A, or P-U-U-A, or P-U-A-A, or etc. It means the pig, the animal, a red flower, a white flower smells very good, the soap to take the shower, or the soap to clean the clothes. It depends where you put the accent.
So it can be very confusing.
Oh yes.
And can it get you into trouble? C'est dangereux pour le même mot.
Yes, because you can say, I take the pig to take my shower, something like that.
Before the Europeans arrived in the 18th century, Raiatea was the cultural, political, and religious center of Tahiti, Polynesia. It's also said that Raiatea was Captain Cook's favorite island. And no wonder, with views like this. When we return, we'll visit an ancient place of worship. And explore a Polynesian tattoo festival. Stay tuned for more of Travel Magazine. Welcome back to Travel Magazine and Raiatea, Polynesia's most sacred island. Raiatea is the site of one of the largest and best preserved marae in all of Polynesia.
The setting is beautiful, the energy completely peaceful. This marae or temple is in fact the most religious and spiritual place in all of Polynesia.
And it's easy to understand why here in Raiatea, it is the birthplace of religion and culture and peace. You can feel the serenity coming from the land.
This was called the Sacred Island, or is called the Sacred Island. Those rocks were actually brought here on rafts. This is where kings were crowned and where many Polynesian ancestors are buried. In fact, so many people said to us that they really, really appreciate it when tourists are so respectful of what is such an important part of their heritage.
And when travelers do come here, they sit silently by the sea, watching the beauty all around them, soaking up the serenity that is very much part of the landscape.
Over at the Tattoo Festival, things are anything but silent and serene. Although there is a great deal of tradition and superstition surrounding this Polynesian art form.
Each tattoo means something different?
Each design meaning something. Each design. There's a design from this island, there's a design for that island.
Right. What do some of yours mean?
There is one is here. He called the Matahota, that's a shiny eye. That's a symbol of wisdom.
You have a tortoise on your neck. What does that mean?
This is a spirit garden.
Right. And what about on your hand? What does that sign mean?
There's a turtle, lots of turtles. It's like for me, it's protect me for the rest of my life. All tattoo artists, ancient time, they have a mana. Mana is the power and system, come from the spirit.
So tattoo artists in ancient times had a power from the spirit?
Yes.
And do you feel like you have that same power?
Not really, but I feel I have the nostalgia.
Right. You have the nostalgia.
That one, yes.
Right.
Not the power. No, it's impossible to get it.
While the techniques employed by the Polynesian tattoo artists are similar to those used around the world, their designs are completely original. But this style of tattoo is starting to catch on in both Europe and North America.
is it important to have a tattoo festival in a setting like this?
Tell you why. Because here, Raiatea, this is ancient time, thousand years ago. That's the meeting for different culture. Maori, we come from here. Everybody come from this marae. The marae, that's, lots of pieces.
The temple.
Yeah.
Why is it important to have tattoos at a location like this?
No, we have to respect that place. It's not to electric things, But outside, yes, close it. But on it, if we do tattoo over there, I'm not going. It's too dangerous because we believe maybe the God, the spirit of our ancestor over there, and maybe they don't like it. So it's various place we have to respect.
Here on Raiatea, the painstakingly decorated bodies of these men and women are evidence of the determined spirituality of people proud to celebrate their rich and vital cultural heritage.
We hope you've enjoyed our Polynesian adventure as much as we have. I'm Leanne Cusack.
And I'm Joel Haslam. Join us again as we travel the world.